Okay, so this day is really, really fun because it's 2 shows in one night because I wanted to. That's the only excuse I had. I was like, well, why can't I? And then that's kind of my thought process is whenever I'm like, well, I can't do that. And then I'm like, well, why not? And then I go do it anyways. That's how I see life, apparently. But this one, I saw Max and Ryland, who opened for R5, left that show early. I never actually saw R5. I bought a full concert ticket to not actually see R5. And then I went to see the Heirs in a small bar, like 15 minutes away. We were in Minnesota, so I think one show was in Minneapolis and one show was in St. Paul. It was only like a 10 or 15 minute drive. I walked more to my car than it took to drive to the other venue. I was also running late, and I had bought VIP for Max. So, like, I got to the VIP, like, they were having their whole little, like, Q&A thing on his bus. And I got there, like, halfway through. I felt so bad. Because I was definitely running late. Like, I did not leave early enough. And I kind of, by the time I got there, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it, and that's fine. And I even told them that. I was like, if I can't get it, that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna complain. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, I'm very late. There was actually these 2 people who were late, too. And, like, right when I walked in, they were getting brought over. And then I was like, wait a minute. I realized after they left, I was like, I should have just walked with them. Like, that was my bad. Somebody had to come get me after that. And was like, oh. And then he was like, have you ever been on a tour bus before? And I was like, yeah, because I had been to a show that I haven't, it's not uploaded because I didn't have any videos of it, but there was a band I really liked that had, like, a whole tour-ish kind of thing in, like, just a couple cities. But their tour was just, like, a 20-minute set on their tour bus with, like, 20 people at a time. So, like, that was a thing. So, like, it was only, like, a couple months before this, and they were like, oh, you're fancy. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, we got, like, a Polaroid. I have it. It's somewhere. It's back there in my, and then, okay, Catherine Powell is, like, one of my favorite, like, music photographers, and so I got a signed picture that she did of Max, and I still have that, too, and it's really nice, and I really love her work. I feel like I've been following her career for, like, I feel like it's been, like, since, like, 2013, and, like, I really, really love her work, so I was really excited for that. And then everything was done and I went to the show. The next thing I knew, Ryland had gone on, Max had gone on, I saw them both perform, and I was like, it's almost 10 p.m. I think it was like 9:30 around that time, and I was like, I have to get to the other venue, because I had originally gone to Minnesota to see the heirs. I had not gone to Minnesota for meet and greet for Max at all, but I just loved him so much the night before that I was like, why not? I'm gonna be there anyways. So I did that. But then I went to the bar that the heirs were at. They performed, they were great. It was honestly their best performance on that tour. It was crazy. Like, they did so well. There were people who were just like at the bar for fun who like came up to them afterwards and were telling them how good they were, and I was just like, I'm so happy that these random middle-aged strangers at a bar in Minneapolis or somewhere in Minnesota like think that you guys are good and like proud fan moment where I was like, I'm the only fan here, but oh my god, I'm so glad that all these middle-aged men are happy that you guys are good. Because they were good, and like it was kind of hard to convince people that they were good because like I knew it, but like who cares about my opinion? Like that doesn't matter. So just to kind of see that without me having to be like, hey, listen to them, like, hey, pay attention to them, it was really, really cool. And then just being able to like just watch how they talk to people, and they're just really good at talking to people. Like Brandon and Savannah especially are really good at making you feel like you're the only person they've ever talked to before in their life, and that like you're the most important person they've ever talked to. And they're really good at making every single person they meet feel like that. And, like, I kept seeing it. Like, they had, like, these middle-aged men, like, in the palm of their hand. And it was really, really cool, honestly. It was so cool to see, and I love that, and I love them. I think for this show, I had, like, made bracelets project. I had, like, faux, like, leather bands, and then, like, metal pieces on top of it that I had, like, stamped into, or, like, hammer stamped into, and I made them each, like, bracelets, and it was kind of, like, looking back, that's kind of embarrassing, but, like, I did that all within a week. Like, I learned a complete new skill and made, like, 10 bracelets in a week for a band. Like, anyways, oh my gosh, being a fangirl is honestly so much fun because you just learn so much all the time because you just want people to like you. Or you want other people to be happy. And that's, like, really, really cool. But I told them I was going to South by, and that was really fun. And they were like, okay, we'll see you there. And I was like, cool! So that's where I left. This was a show where they were like, so do you ever go to shows with other people? And I was like, no. Anyways, there's nothing wrong with going to concerts solo. Like, don't let anybody make you feel like there is something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I do it all the time. I'm fine. It's cool. My name's Kristen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, and that's a promise. Bye!